What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Cold day outside, lots of snow. Figured I'd do a nice review to warm me up. Have the peat smoke contrasts from Benromach, both the sherry edition and the bourbon cask edition. This one is 42 ppm, so the phenol level is 42 ppm, 46%, distilled in 2009, bottled in 2020. So this is an older batch. All right. Then I have here the sherry edition, the sherry cask matured, 46% as well. Phenol level is 55 ppm, distilled in 2012, bottled in 2021. So this one is 9 years old, whereas the bourbon cask matured one is about 11 years old. Okay, so about 9 years old, about 11 years old, both 46%. And like I said, the sherry edition is actually 10 more ppm than the bourbon cask edition. So I'm gonna start over here with the bourbon cask edition. It's crazy because when I first opened the bourbon cask edition, you got a lot more peat, and I haven't taken a ton out of it. And you definitely get peat for sure, but it's very similar to like a Lagavulin style peat. Perhaps that's the peat influence in corporation with the fact that it's mostly bourbon cask, or all bourbon cask in this case, which is probably very similar to Lagavulin. Not exactly sure how many bottles are released each time they do one of these contrasts, but I'm a real big fan of them. Really, really like them. I love the ABV. I love the experimental side of it. And I like that they put the ppm and all the information you need to know about this whiskey on the actual box and bottle. Okay, this is, the sherry edition is first fill sherry hogsheads. This is ex-bourbon casks. First fill ex-bourbon casks, ex-bourbon barrels to be exact. Really nice nose here. Nice like heathery style peat. Vanillas, lemon. Very citrusy forward. Perhaps like a little honey. Really, really nice. Yeah, I really like that. I would compare this probably to, like I said, maybe a Lagavulin 8-year-old. Age-wise, it doesn't drink as hot as the Lagavulin 8, but profile-wise, they're pretty similar. This is much cleaner on the palate. Much less heat, 46%. Natural color, non-chill filtration. Really, really sweet. Beautiful, like vanilla, honey kind of sweetness. That heathery peat carries through. Man, I really like this. I've been underappreciating this whiskey. Not for any reason in particular other than the fact that I don't drink whiskey every day, and when I do, it's so hard to choose from, but I'm definitely gonna go back to this one a lot more. Very nice. Yeah, wow. That's really good. Definitely been underestimating how good this is. I would say that this is better than the Lagavulin 8 by a significant margin. Maybe not significant, but again, almost 11 years old, or maybe 11 years old. 46%, no added color, unchill filtered, all the exact things that you want, all the details on the actual box and bottle. Like I said, this one was 42 ppm. So 13 ppm more for the sherry side of things, a little bit less age. So this one is either 9 years old or just under. This one has like this distinct magic marker kind of note on the nose, and I love it. You definitely pick up that sherry, first fill sherry to be exact. You definitely get a lot of it. It's a very different whiskey than its older sibling that came out the year before. Yeah, so bottled a year apart. Okay, this one in 2020, this one in 2021. So the peat's definitely there. Magic marker carries through onto the palate, but in the nicest possible way. All right, raspberry fruits, other types of berries. Definitely more on the fruity side of sherry than the chocolate side of sherry, but there is some chocolate. I did a review on this a while back, the sherry edition, and this is my second bottle, so that's how much I really enjoyed it. Really like these additions. Like I said, this is a tough call. If you're in the mood for some sherry, obviously you're gonna lean toward the one on the left. I think they drink in relation to each other about their age, as far as like which one's older, which one's younger. I think you'd be able to tell that this one's a touch older. A little bit less alcohol bite on the bourbon cask. A little bit more on the sherry cask. Obviously more rich on the sherry cask than the bourbon cask. This is one of those situations where if you're gonna have a dram of each, you would probably want to start with the bourbon cask, just because I think the sherry cask will dominate as far as flavor goes. It's definitely more robust. Both very good. Gonna give the bourbon cask an 88. I really enjoy it. I'm gonna match that with the sherry cask, and I do think it's a matter of preference. On any given night, I might lean toward the bourbon cask, and then some nights I'm gonna lean toward the sherry cask. I'm a bit of a sherry head myself, so especially when you combine sherry and peat, I really love that. Like I said, this is my second bottle of that. Both excellent. I'll definitely be buying up as many as I can before they're all gone, just because I know I want to have one open on my bar at all times. All right, guys, hope you liked that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it and you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you can support this channel on Patreon. Cheers.